Stop blindly obeying the words of the book and look at the situation. You have completed your training, but you must now learn to apply it. Regurgitation is not the answer. Simple analysis and thought must be used to solve the problem. The Raptors are a second founding successor chapter of the Raven Guard. Founded in the wake of the Horus Heresy, this pragmatic band of warriors are said to have been drawn from the raw recruits of Deliverance, thrust into the Great Civil War following the Dropside Massacre of Istvan V. Spared the mutations wrought from the Ravenlord's attempts to rebuild his legion by use of the Primarch genetic materials tampered with by the Alpha Legion, the Raptor Company earned valor in battle during the scouring of the traitors. Granted autonomy as a successor chapter of the 19th, following the implementation of Astartes reforms outlined by Primarch Ravute Guilliman, the Raptors began to lay the foundations of their warrior creed. Records suggest their early service during the 31st millennium was facilitated as a fleet-based chapter as they embarked upon the stars, rooting out heresy. Earning renown for their effective and measured methods of waging war, within but a few centuries, the Raptors were bequeathed their own homeworld within the Segmentum Obscurus, within close proximity to the accursed Eye of Terror. Tasked with patrolling the Warprift, though not assimilated into its guardians, the Astartes Praesus, for many millennia the chapter cast back the tide of darkness alongside its stalwart allies. Yet the galaxy is replete with many malevolent beings, and with time, the homeworld of the Raptors was sundered by the acts of the War Master of Chaos, Abaddon the Despoiler. It is unclear whether such an event transpired during the 4th or 5th of the Despoiler's Black Crusades, and all that can be gleaned is its destruction between the 34th and 36th millennium. The chapter's repositories of knowledge, ancient relics won through toil, and most valuable armaments lost. Many a lesser band of warriors would buckle under the strain of such catastrophe, and during the 37th millennium, all trace of the Raptors disappeared from Imperial records. Presumed at worst extinct, and at minimum lost for all time, for 2 millennia no account can be found of this mysterious force. Yet during the Caberiad Wars of the 39th millennium, the Raptors returned. Replenished to their full strength despite their grievous losses, none know the methods nor means of their resurgence, yet were proud to see such a gloried chapter return to the fold. Claiming a new homeworld to establish their new fortress monastery during the conflict, regarded simply as Prime, the Raptors made full use of the system's Imperial supply lines to facilitate victory in the name of the Emperor. Traversing to the northern border of the Segmentum Solar, following the Caberiad Wars, the chapter to this day operates from the world known by many titles such as Badwater, Ra, Cortes Pol, and Numina. Its location not disclosed by the chapter to the Adeptus Administratum. All that is known of the planet is its location somewhere within the stellar drifts of the Sutter Spiral Nebula, and has proven impossible to locate by Imperial authorities. Their secrecy extending to within their own ranks, the loss of their original homeworld further emboldens the Raptors to guard their base of operations through use of misinformation and subterfuge. Famed for their service during the Origo Blockade, Sancta Angelis Campaign, Badab War, and Third War for Armageddon, regardless of the few instances of their near annihilation, the chapter refuses to stand idly by as the Imperium is beset on all sides. Showing blatant disregard for many tenets of the revered tome of the Ultramarines Primarch, the Codex Astartes, many an Ultramarine has openly decried the Raptors chapter for their prideful disdain of their Genesire's writings. Preferring to target their foes at range rather than in close quarters, the chapter's extensive use of Scout Marines allows them to gather intelligence before orchestrating complex ambush and stealth maneuvers. Alike to their primogenitor, the Raptors seek to find vulnerabilities in their enemies' lines and determine the best means to overwhelm such exploitable weaknesses. Maintaining sizable land speeder battle groups in excess of their cousin chapters to support their insertions and battle lines, such overwhelming deployments seek to utterly devastate their opponent's ranks with minimal chance of endangering their own men. placing contingent strategies in reserve to allow for fluid strategies and flexible command structure. The chapter sees the prescribed outlines advised by the Codex Astartes as far too rigid to be used effectively. Caring not for their supposed dishonorable actions should they achieve victory, the Space Marines of the chapter find victory alone to be worthy of praise. Scrutinized by their peers for their use of espionage and counterintelligence practices, the Raptors, though aware of the limitations of their creed, have never faltered in administering them with skill enough to achieve unquestionable results. Operating largely independently from their chapter command, each company must be capable of achieving victory without the support of their kinsmen. Never rushing their scouts to gather vital information on the vulnerabilities of their enemies, their effectiveness in battle can all too easily be blunted should they rush into the fray armed with unreliable or falsified intel. Leaving ruses of their own maneuvers in order to attempt to trick their enemies, it is rare for any commander to ascertain the true nature of the Raptors' intent, nor the location of their command centers. Adept at countering opposition forces far in excess of their own numbers, their cooperation with Astra Militarum regiments has proven invaluable in utilizing their allies' resources to best effect. Deploying their Astartes to work within Guard regiments directly, each squad and battalion exceed their former combat acumen by virtue of being led by the Emperor's Angels personally. Due to their exceptional marksmanship and proclivity to use hit-and-run guerrilla warfare tactics, their record of cooperation with mortal soldiers has proven beneficial in preventing the loss of lives typical for most guardsmen. Akin more to a band of assassins than soldiers, the methods used by the Raptors, though incredibly effective, have regardless continued to draw the ire of many Space Marine chapters. Characterized by a grim determination to survive, derived from their prior circumstances, threatening to extinguish the legacy of their chapter, the Raptors have an uncanny ability to adapt and overcome adversity. Bending, yet never breaking, each warrior of the chapter is wary of emotions such as pride or vainglory, and as such refute proclamations of cowardice levied at them should they retreat from battle. Immune to the vices of hubris and dogma, the Raptors, while deeming the Codex Astartes as a useful guide to strategy and tactics, nevertheless look down upon those who deem its words as sacrosanct. Failure is not tolerated, yet neither is total loss of their numbers, and so it is that the Raptors thread the needle of achieving their goals without sacrificing their battle brothers and their equipment needlessly. Proven to be difficult to work with when deployed alongside their cousin chapters, the accusations of cowardice do little to antagonize these stoic warriors. Each senior officer of the chapter deemed worthy only when proven to master battlefield awareness, prioritization of threats, and rapid response to changes in enemy tactics. All Space Marines of the Raptors, regardless of rank, are expected to show initiative and discourage blind obedience. Seeing each war zone and skirmish as a puzzle to be solved, each viable method to diminish every problem must be entertained, for there is no shame in attempting unorthodox practices within their creed. Abandoning secondary objectives should they allow for overall victory, the Raptors care not for articles of faith nor honor if their rejection achieves results. Finding purpose and glory only in deeds made to the Emperor, death is reward enough for these righteous souls. Their gene seed remarkably stable considering their descendants from the 19th Legion, flaws regardless exist within every member of their creed. Their skin pale to the point of near translucence and hair a jet black. Their non-functioning muconoid implants prevent their skin's ability to endure the harsh vacuum of space nor extreme temperatures such as frigid environments. Retaining functional Betcher's glands, the Raptors are capable of producing corrosive saliva as a means to injure or digest hazardous foods. Their fatalistic outlook on life, further exacerbated by their Primarch's genetic curse, the most veteran Raptors wrestle with the knowledge that humanity hangs on the precipice of extinction and can lapse into bouts of reckless abandon in order to achieve the embrace of death. Clad in dull green ceramite, adorned with silver chest aquillas, each Astartes paints white tactical rolls on their right pauldrons, with black high Gothic numerals centered on their designs, signifying their squad number. In slight contravention of the Codex Astartes, the Raptors utilize white hieroglyphic numerals on their right knee plates to identify their company number. The symbol of their chapter, a white raptor's head on a field of dull green, characterizes their no-nonsense approach to heraldry beyond utilitarian purposes. Reinforced with Primaris Space Marines in the wake of the resurgence of the Avenging Sun, Rabute Guilliman, the Raptors, now armed with enhanced warriors, continue to hone their strategies with such potent new additions to their arsenal. Their loyalty to the Emperor unimpeachable, the Raptors continue to fight in his name, emboldened with technologies granted by the likewise unorthodox Archmagos Dominus Belisarius Cawl.